Y'all, I love being black because every week there is a new style to try if you want it. I've been seeing this all over Instagram and oh my God, I literally fell in love like the first time I see it. And the girl's been eating up the design. So of course I wanted to try the style myself because my biggest problem is I think that I can do anything even if I've never done it. I think that I can do any style even if I've never done it. So if you know how to braid your own hair, you can do this style on yourself. It's just gonna take a little bit of patience and a little bit of time. So the biggest problem that you will have if you do this on yourself is the parting and seeing the back of your head. So I recommend that you either get someone to help you part, or there's quite a few more options. You can set up a three-way mirror. You can order a three-way mirror off of Amazon, and I think they also sell them at some local beauty supply stores as well, and that'll help you see like your head from all sides. But the mirror is not super big, so sometimes I find that like finding somewhere to set up the mirror is like a little bit difficult for me. So for that reason, it's not my favorite method, but I have realized if you need to get really close to the mirror to get sharp parts or whatever, it is the best method. But my absolute favorite method and the easiest method that I have found to use for myself is use some type of screen mirroring technique to see the back of your head while you are braiding and while you're parting. So for example, you can set up your phone and use the screen mirroring option to mirror to your laptop or your desktop or even your TV or a monitor. That way, while your phone is recording the back of your head, you can actually see the back of your head like on whatever monitor you choose. So that's the technique that I used for this video, and I do feel like it worked very well. Now, as I was doing this design, y'all, I was literally just freestyling it as I went, and it took me a long time to try to make up the design as I went. So I would say maybe try to map out the design that you think you're going to do on your head before you start, because it does get hard and it does get complicated like when you are building the design on yourself. Because I actually had a different design in mind when I started this style, but once I started braiding, I just could not execute. I mean, you have to know how to braid overhanded, underhanded, flick your wrists, and all those kind of things. So just keep that in mind. So now I'm just gonna part out my leave out so that I can braid the part of the hair that is gonna be weaved up. So I wanted this style to be as protective as possible. So I'm doing the least amount of leave out that I have to do, very limited amount of leave out. And then in terms of my foundation braids, I am just braiding those straight down so that my weave is as flat as possible, then the foundation is as flat as possible. Once I start getting towards the back and around the side, I'm going to start braiding the ends of the design braids into the foundation braids so that everything is all together and flat. When I was doing the braids of the design, I did not braid them all the way to the end because I already knew that I was going to be braiding them into the foundation braids. So once everything is all said and done, it should look like a nice little braided cap on your hair. And then I tucked the ends into the braids and then sewed them down so that everything was nice and secure. So for the quick weave, I use a very particular method because I want my quick weave to be reusable. So I am taking the Salon Pro 30 Seconds Moroccan Argan Oil Weave Wonder Wrap, and I am placing that all over the foundation braids. I use a tan cap because I want to see clearly where my leave out braid is, because you do not want to get this on your leave out. So once I have that placed all over the foundation braids, I'm gonna take my Sanex strips and I'm gonna press those firmly all over the areas that the Wonder Wrap is on. And this helps also prevent any glue from getting on your hair. So then I'm just gonna give it a quick blow dry before I repeat these steps all over again. I'm going to put a black weaving cap on top of this, outline where my leave out is going to be, and place that Wonder Wrap all over it again. I do this because not only do I not want any glue touching my hair, but then when I remove this quick weave, I can remove it with just water and then it's reusable. Like the next time I can sew it down if that's what I wish to do. So I'm gonna blow that dry, and this needs to be all the way dry before you start applying the weave. So let's get into the hair that I'm going to be using, which is from Curlsqueen. They sent me the hair and sponsored this video. They sent me 2 bundles of their texture Kinky straight in the length 20 inches. And I really love this texture because I feel like it is a seamless blend with my natural hair. Now, if you're new to quick weaves, I'm gonna go through these steps very quickly just to get you acclimated. So first you wanna measure the size of the weft that you're gonna start with at the base of your head. After you cut the size of the weft, you're going to put glue on the weft, and then you're gonna press it firmly into place on the area of the cap that you just measured. I then go over it with the blow dryer just to make sure that it is nice and secure and that the glue dries and adheres to the cap. I do want to repeat that before you start this process, you do want to make sure that this cap is dry. Remember, we did multiple layers of that wrap, so you want to make sure that this is nice and dry before you start putting the tracks on there, because if it's not dry, then your tracks will pop up because the glue will not be completely adhering to the cap. So now let's get into the simple technique that I use to prevent myself from using any rubber bands. Again, this is personal preference. If you want to use rubber bands, go for it. But when you are laying the tracks, you want to curve the ends of the track upward. And that goes for the front and the back. So in the front, I want the hair to fall towards my face and frame my face. So I'm gonna curve the track inward. And then in the back, I'm gonna curve it upwards. And that is just so that when the weave falls, it's going to cover the end of the track that is beneath it. And that way, from the back, you cannot see where the design braids actually end. So if that was at all confusing, don't worry. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean when we have the finished look in just a minute. So after everything is dry, I'm going to remove the cap. This is the only downside about using a tan cap underneath the black one, because you will have to get very close to cut all of the tan cap away and to make sure that none of the tan cap is showing. But once again, personal preference, you can use a black cap instead of a tan cap. I still do it and then just get as close as possible with like an eyebrow razor. So for styling, I am gonna put some curls in this, but first things first, I wanna get rid of that waviness and those crimps in the hair texture. So I'm gonna go over it with my EAP flat iron before I do this. And oh my God, I love this flat iron. I bought this like eons ago. It's 2 inches, so you can flat iron so much hair at a time, but oh my God, look at the results. It's giving. I already said it, but I really do love this texture, y'all. So now I'm gonna take my shears and I'm gonna add some quick layers so that the curls frame the face once I start curling. So for the curls, I'm gonna be using my Babyliss Pro Prima, and that is just because it is still the go of curling for me, especially the go of curling with a flat iron. And also because I'm just not gonna pay for the T3. I always like to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if I can still get some faux curls with the Babyliss, that's what I'm going to be using. And for my leave out, I'm going to be using the Bio Ionic 10 times flat iron because I feel like it performs the best on my natural hair. And yes, I really did use 3 flat irons to achieve this look. And that's it, y'all. Can y'all believe we're already at the end of the look? The only thing that I'm gonna do now is tie it all together by laying my edges out. But I would say that this was quick and easy, but doing it on myself, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was not quick and easy. But the look is eating down, so I don't even care that it took me a little bit longer than most styles would take for me to do on myself. And now you can see how the hair is falling in the back, and the fact that I did not have to use any rubber bands, but that you still cannot see the tracks or where the hair is ending. And so you want to use that technique if you don't want to use any rubber bands. The only thing I was a little sad about is that the weave is darker than my natural hair. I mean, you can't tell that much, but because of that, it wasn't like a seamless blend. This hair was like natural black, and my hair is like a little bit browner than natural black. And I didn't feel like dyeing my hair to match it perfectly, but I still really do love the finished look. So, but that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that I didn't answer in the video about the install process and the look, let me know down below. And I'll put all the details about this hair below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.